5'7", weighed in at 155.4 pounds. This is the battle of ecological versus illogical jiu-jitsu, as Ethan Krelliston declared. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup.
Yes.
I mean, both guys good sort of everywhere, so it's going to be fun to see what they choose or elect to do.
Once again, guys, Ricardo Amendolia here with Mr. Sean Williams for Who's Number 124. This is the first match of the undercard. It was actually supposed to be Cole Abate versus Ethan Krelliston, but Cole recently injured his leg at the IBJJF Worlds. So DeAndre Corbier, the fans have been asking for Corbier to get an invite here at Who's Number 1. We give the fans what they want, the best matches all the time here at Who's Number 1. So it's Corbier versus Krelliston.
And Corbier likes that head tie to the single. That on that right side, he likes to tap the head and go to the sweep single on that side, that right side. But right now, that's Ethan's back leg. So that'll there now. He's made him walk. So we'll see if he uses that sweep single entry. He's used it quite a bit on former competition. So
Krelliston in the all black rash guard short combination. DeAndre in the Rasta Bob Marley style black colors there.
Yeah, I like what Corbier's doing with the hand fighting. Is bringing the wrist down, going on 2-on-1, trying to get the wrist to the inside, to the cross hip, and then as Ethan sort of starts to pull that out, he's feinting.
Keep him off your head, dude.
There's a nice single on me.
Keep him in front of you. Keep him in
Just
front of
couldn't quite get his shoulder connected to the hip there. Just a little too far away.
A lot of buzz about DeAndre Corbier. You see his coach there, Greg Saunders from Standard Jiu-Jitsu out of Rockville, Maryland. They have their ecological approach to drilling and training, which is gaining a lot of traction online. Go check out their YouTube channel to learn a little bit more about that. Once again, the ecological versus illogical match that Ethan declared it. And you know, Ethan has been here at Who's Number 1 many times before. He has a big win over Fabricio Andre.
Yeah.
Submission win, actually.
Yeah. I mean, Ethan is no joke. I mean, Pato could do nothing with him, really. They fought not that long ago. He really couldn't do a lot with him. And so when Ethan's on, he's very, very good. So he's going to put this collar tie. Corbier trying to take it off. A little feint there. Nice step around. You see that little step around to the outside that Ethan did really saved him from Corbier being around behind him. Nice counter. His arm was beat, but he didn't let his leg get beat.
So we're 3 minutes into this match. This is probably the most stand-up we've seen in the entire card here tonight. So definitely a different pace.
There he has Ethan biting a little bit on that feint now. You might see him really go on a double leg here soon, whether he turns it into a single or not, but got him biting a little bit. Like that underhook.
We talk about ADCC veterans, and many of the competitors here have either fought on ADCC or will be fighting in ADCC. Ethan has been to the big stage of ADCC a few times now, and will be back in August. Corbier on a single there. Ethan with a nice sprawl, holding that back control.
Trying to get the back. Corbier's still trying to go out. Nice step over by Krelliston. You got to watch his other leg, though, does Ethan? I'm sure he's aware of that, but he almost got his leg sucked into a pretty bad position. This is clear. Get behind the feet. He's not quite behind. You got to get behind the feet with both legs here. That left leg, get behind the foot, and then he can get free. Ethan bring the legs around the front now.
Getting to the top position. Corbier controlling that bottom leg, trying to make some space to
See Ethan backstep hard if he gets that foot away.
Good. Rotate, don't pause. Good. Rotate, don't pause. Rotate, don't pause. Good.
Nice rotation there by Corbet. Getting Ethan's hips.
Judges favor blue.
Corbet with the judges' favor so far.
Yeah, Ethan's a bit stuck up there. He's got to get this foot. There he goes. Get behind the feet. There he does. And now he can start thinking about what he's going to do. His knees, got to get that knee free. He's in trouble still with the knee line. Corbet has, look at a suck in both legs. Ethan goes on the counter toe hold. That to me tells me he's a little stuck. He's going to start countering the footlocks. Now Corbet tries a heel hook. Now Ethan's knee is almost out. Now it's out. Now if he can keep that left, yeah, his left leg's got to be smart. There he does. Pummeled in nicely. It's just a little far away. If he can get his head down, he can get the left underhook a little bit deeper. Corbett does a nice job of inverting. This is a crazy pace right here,
Yeah.
Ricardo.
They have not stopped moving this entire time. 8 minutes, 44 seconds left in this match. Corbett trying to tangle up that second leg there.
You gotta watch a knee bar here for Ethan. Once he starts to extend, he can flip the left leg out if he can straighten out the knee. And it kind of comes out of nowhere. He's lost that other foot, so that it's gonna be harder now.
Nice, exactly. Good job. Going back. Getting back to the hip line.
Ethan trying to stuff that leg. Nice spin out there.
He's doing a great job of he's actually staying in the heat in there as well. He's not just turning around, kicking out. He's doing a great job of staying in there, creating pressure, staying safe, and countering right now. Now he's got to bring his head down, does Ethan? He's got to get his head low. There it is. It's coming down now. So that starts the pressure of when you have underhooks and you keep your head up like that. It's not real pressure. Now it starts the pressure. Get the head down. The weight starts coming in. And it starts to make a lot more pressure. Corbet pulling in the legs nicely now again. Watch the back take here.
Breaks out of jail there for a second as Ethan gets right past the legs of DeAndre Corbier. And this is where the experience plays a big factor. You know, there was a lot of buzz about Corbier coming in, but Ethan has fought the best of the best. And he was able to pass the guard of Corbier. Corbier now looking to get to all fours. It almost looked like Ethan was going to hop to the back there for a second.
Yeah, he's got to keep the elbow high, and he chooses not to. And when you go that arm over the back, the octopusy style, kind of that position. It's that the arm that's behind the back needs to stay high at the head. It was a little bit low, and so I think he elected to let that go.
Ethan trying to progress.
He is. He needs better underhooks, I believe. I think he's got to get a deeper cross face, so chin connected, or the shoulder connected to the chin. This arm underneath there, if I'm Ethan, I'm not happy with where that elbow is for Corbet. See that elbow? It's not quite, he's not underneath it like a ledge. Corbet's elbow is underneath the chest. It's going to take one little bump for him to get that arm underneath and be able to turn. So we'll see if he's kind of pulling it out now. There, now he's pulled it out. So now it's a ledge. So now he can drive forward and mount. Yep, there he goes. That's such a small little piece right there that looks insignificant, but it's the entire thing is that elbow becomes a ledge. So some people might think, well, that's a frame on the bottom. No, it's a ledge for the top guy to drive forward and mount just like Ethan just did. It's not a good frame on the bottom when your elbow is out like that. It's actually needs to bring it under the chest, and that gives Ethan a frame. Now his arms are in good position, but underhooks for Ethan. Ethan needs to underhook the top arm when Corbet turns to the side like this. Again, underhooking and looking for gift wraps. Corbet has a good right arm position, but that left arm needs to really hug around that leg. He's in great position to begin getting out. It's just his elbows really, yeah, it's that elbow that Ethan's pushing around. It's just not set. It's not set. And it's
Judges favor
on that far hip.
red.
We talk about escaping the back control with the body triangle. Ethan's got a mounted body triangle, just as worse.
You know, sometimes with the mount, it actually can do you a disservice if Corbett can really bridge hard up over the foot. It can tie your feet together and you can get kind of rolled. But Ethan's put a lot of pressure. I think Corbett's a little tired right now. He's put a ton of pressure. Underhooks and gift wraps right now for Ethan. And if you're Corbett, that right elbow has to glue to that far hip. Here comes the gift wrap, which gives Katagatamis. It's all there for Ethan. He's kind of letting up. I would definitely not let up if I was him. I would keep firing the underhooks and looking for the gift wraps and the Katagatamis. They're all there. He's taking the back.
Ethan working the back position now. Full body triangle. Can't see where his right arm is, but looks like it's inching around the neck of DeAndre Corbier. Ethan doing such a good job in this match.
Still working to get the arm under the chin. Underhooks, again, if I'm that left arm of Ethan could be underhooking that top arm, and that's just miserable for the bottom person. You get, it's Katagatamis, it's gift wraps. It's just a miserable thing for the bottom person to have somebody underhook there. And Corbet's left arm, there's the underhook. There's the gift wrap if he wants it. He could switch so he's dominate. There it is. Now you know Katagatami could be coming really quickly. He stays underneath the arms. Corbet's could be bridging up hard. His arms are, I mean, he can get his arms back in good position. Not now. Now they're getting controlled.
2 minutes, 40 seconds left in this match.
Here comes
Ethan dominating.
Yeah, here
from
comes the
mount.
Katagatami, Ricardo. Sorry to cut you off there. Here it comes. But again, Corbet turning.
Corbet does not want that Katagatami on. He's doing whatever he can to just rotate and rotate. He was able to free there. Ethan shoots that leg over almost for an attack there. Looks like Corbet escaped temporarily. Back into the mount now is Ethan Krellstein.
Yes, again, walking the arm up the floor. Got to walk the arm up the ground. Look for the Katagatami, look for the gift wrap. It's a very simple game, but my goodness, it's so difficult to get out if your arm gets walked up high like this. There's the underhook on that right side if you're Ethan.
Yeah, Corbet is going to need to not only escape this position, but pull a Hail Mary out to get this match done. Because this has been all Ethan Krellstein so far.
That's right. That initial pressure of what he was on top just was a lot to deal with, I think, for Corbet. Half Nelson. Half Nelson to break him down. Power half. Almost to see if he switches arms here. He's got a hand like around the face. I can't really see if he'll switch to the other. There he is. Switch to the other side. Now it's getting closer. It's getting closer.
I was gonna say he had the rear naked over the chin, which is still possible to get a submission, but
absolutely.
And Ethan's in the best position on the mat possible, in the corner of this, pretty much the entire B team there.
Now he's getting a little bit impatient here. He's going to try to finish no matter what, which is when you start bringing the legs up like that. Underhooks for Ethan is what he needs, and he Really wants, he looked like he was like even just going to desperately start swinging legs up and over, but really dominant performance here by Krelison. It's just excellent performance.
And that is it. Well, actually, there was a few seconds that we have to adjust on the clock there, but the match is pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only a couple seconds left. There it is. Match is over. Ethan Krelison absolutely dominated this match. Started off a little aggressive from DeAndre Cormier. Ethan turned things around. Let's take a look at the replay. Saw a lot of wrestling initially. Once we saw the leg entanglements and leg attacks, Ethan said enough of that, was able to eventually get a controlling position and just pretty much dominated the rest of the match. Body triangles, mount, had a couple submission attempts there in the process, but absolutely dominated DeAndre Cormier for the rest of that match.
The official decision via decision out of the red corner, Ethan Krelison.
There it is, your winner, Ethan Krelison. Big win. It was supposed to be Cole Abate. Props to both men for taking this match. Props to Ethan for taking the replacement and DeAndre for stepping up. But let's kick things over to Kendall Rusing for a word with our winner here tonight.
Ethan Krelison, congratulations on a first main card win here tonight against DeAndre Cormier. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. Really tried what I could to get the sub. DeAndre's really give it up for DeAndre. He took the match super short notice. You know, obviously we're always training, but it's super risky for him just as much as for me. So thank you, DeAndre. Yeah, I'm pumped about it. I wish I got the sub, obviously, but got the job done. Yeah.
Yesterday in the press conferences, you talked about illogical versus ecological jiu-jitsu. Do you think it's the illogical jiu-jitsu that won you the match tonight?
Don't call me the Spaz King for nothing, right? So there we go. Well, let's see how Jay does. Maybe he'll out-spaz me. Who knows?
So a big match win here for you tonight. Obviously, it wasn't the match that you had in mind. We had Cole Abate first, then you had to pull out due to injury. We had a great replacement, like you said. What are you looking forward to as far as your next few matches here? Are you looking towards the belt down the line? What's in your sights?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, you're not here unless you want to be the best in the world, so I definitely want 45 belt, 55 belt, but I think next on my radar is going to be ADCC, and that's really going to be the most important thing for me for now, so I'll see you guys there. Yeah.
We'll see both of these guys at ADCC. Let's give it up one more time for our first main card victory of the night.
Congratulations, Ethan Krelison. Looking forward to seeing him at ADCC. Only 57 days away from the biggest grappling competition in the world, the 2024 ADCC World Championship, live exclusively on FloGrappling. Guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, but we will return with a welterweight bout between Elijah Dorsey and Joseph Chen.
Our next bout on the main card is in the welterweight division. Coming out of the blue corner, representing B team right here in Austin, Joseph Chen.
Joseph Chen makes his return to the Who's Number One stage.
Yeah, such an exciting athlete. It's going to be fun to see what he brings to the table.
His opponent in the red corner, representing Team Lloyd Irvin in Camp Springs, Maryland. It's Big Breakfast, Elijah Dorsey.
They call him Big Breakfast, had an impressive submission win in his debut. Elijah Dorsey is back.
Yeah, he certainly did. Took advantage of a risky back defense and wham, shoulder lock.
All right, let's take a look at this welterweight tale of the tape. Elijah Dorsey, 22 years old, 5'9", weighed in at 167.6 pounds. Joseph Chen, 19 years old, 5'9", weighed in at 170.8 pounds. We're gonna kick things over to our head official, Gabriel Martins. And let's begin the action. We talk about styles, we talk about, well-rounded. That describes this match to me. These guys both love taking people down, both submission hunters. They can do it all. They can sweep, they can leg lock. I'm very excited for this match.
Yeah, me too. I would believe, Joseph has some good takedowns. I would believe that Dorsey's has a little bit more advantage here, unless Joseph Chen's going to hit duck unders or anything like this. There's a nice little single up to the body into an underhook, easily defended.
Elijah Dorsey, he's got that Who's Number One submission win over Ivan Herrera. The move that he called the Dorsey lock or the Thunder lock. He's also the 2023 ADCC East Coast Trials winner. And he says there's a 65% chance of the Thunder lock being hit here today. You see Master Lloyd Irvin in the corner of Elijah Dorsey.
Well, that's a tough, that means he's thinking he's going to get to the back of Joseph Chen. So I think his best, if that's his game plan, it's best off the feet. There's a beautiful inside trip. That was such a great timed inside trip. It just made me eat my words, Ricardo.
Yeah.
That was that was beautiful, absolutely flawless.
You're pretty good at calling things, but
Yeah,
you missed that one, Sean Williams.
That was beautiful. Here comes that, you gotta watch that high arm lock now. He walked the legs up with that scoop. He had a good angle. He was deep in the guard, was Joseph Chen. So you also got to watch holding your guard too long. Closed for too long if you're Elijah Dorsey. He's going to get you in some leg locking troubles.
Joseph Chen representing B team. He actually has one Who's Number One win over Derek Rayfield, where he hit the Z-lock. He's got so both men 1-0 in Who's Number One. Joseph Chen actually the breakthrough athlete of the year for the FloGrappling Awards in 2023, in the first place at the ADCC European Trials.
Safer approach here for Joseph Chen to bring those arms in the middle instead of standing up with the arm on the ground. Some players have that arm lock down to a science when they're with that overhook on that arm. Mika Galvan style, right? So you stand up with while overhooked, an arm lock can come out of nowhere. Much safer to have those hands on the inside like he's doing now.
Elijah's trying to break that posture from the closed guard, bringing Chen in.
Now he has an underhook on the right side, so if he starts moving towards that hip, looking to creep out to the back. Or walk the legs up onto this other side for that arm.
Nice little attempt on the leg there. Chen recovers. Gets right back into the closed guard of Elijah Dorsey. Joseph Chen has got quite the social media following. People are really trying to study his game. He's just very, very well-rounded in all aspects of jiu-jitsu, of submission grappling.
That talented young man.
Yeah.
See if he puts that little left hook in. Well, now he's got an underhook. That near underhook, that allows him to keep this position right here. He should mount. He may mount right there. That's all about that left underhook there in that position. That's why he can get his head so high. Now it's a right underhook that allows his head to stay high like this. And as long as you're comfortable in there with your head on the floor, he's got that far side underhook, his head is on the mat, and he can use his left hand to actually just push down the legs. He's out-pummeled the legs.
Judges favor.
That's all from the
blue
underhook with the head on the floor. Very, very nice pass.
Joseph Chen's movements from the top position.
If you want,
fast.
right, if you're a headquarters lever, that's where you should be when you get to headquarters. Your head shouldn't be up off the ground. It should be on the ground. It should be on the ground. Now a nice move to the back.
With the arm trap as well. This is a dangerous position for Elijah Dorsey. Chen has got some really good submissions.
Yeah,
got his arm around that neck.
Yeah, he's in big trouble as Dorsey right now. And there it is.
Joseph Chen's got the rear naked choke and
That's
gets the submission. Joseph Chen now 2-0 here at Who's Number One. Beautiful finish over Elijah Dorsey.
Yeah, that was a beautiful performance, period.
Yeah.
Near picture perfect performance right there from Joseph Chen.
The back take was so fast. Yeah. The rear naked sunk in seconds later. Just a very, very impressive submission win for Joseph Chen. This young man has just an outstanding career ahead of him. As you mentioned, just so well-rounded. Let's take a look at that replay here.
Watch this inside trip. Oh,
Boom.
boom. So perfect. Big Uchigari. Off that body lock.
See it again, another angle.
Yep. And then there's the K-guard. He's so used to K-guard, of course, but there's that underhook. There's that left underhook. Now he got put in closed guard there, but now he's got the underhooks, and he put his head forward and eventually got to the back here. Rear naked strangle. But if you're out there wondering how to do that pass, it's because he has confidence in putting his head to the floor with these underhooks. You just have to train that. It's a very, very powerful pass. It doesn't look powerful in training. You probably get off balance a lot, but it's a very powerful position.
The official decision, your winner via submission in the blue corner, Joseph Chen.
Joseph Chen now 2-0 here at Who's Number One, climbing the rankings of his division. Big win over Elijah Dorsey. We're going to take it over to Kendall Rusing for a word with our winner.
Big win here for Joseph Chen. And you said yesterday you had a little bit of a tactic coming into this match. You started eating bigger breakfasts to get ready. Is that, you think, what did it?
For sure. I mean, despite the training and all the study, I think the breakfast was definitely what did it.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles every day.
Maybe that's what did it. We know Dorsey is a pancake fan. So
I'll indulge it.
So coming into this match, walk us through how you were feeling when you finally landed that amazing inside trip, because you hit the mat so hard, you had a lot of back and forth, and then from there, a beautiful pass. What was going on through your mind in that moment?
Yeah, so I mean, everything I did today was really part of the plan that we set out for the match. So did a fair bit of tape study on Dorsey, trying to make sure like I'm defensively responsible on the feet, because I know he's a very solid opponent. I mean, he won American trials. I know he has really solid wrestling. So this was something that I really tried implementing in my training, and I was happy I was able to show this off, because in the past I feel like my wrestling didn't look so refined, so being able to hit a nice takedown on a great opponent feels amazing.
Yeah, I definitely heard our commentators were actually surprised on that inside trip because they know that Dorsey is really great on the feet, so it was amazing. Now, that being said, specifically wrestling, you guys are both going into ADCC later this year, Trials champions. Is that a big focus on with your game going into the rest of the year?
So having my goal initially been ADCC, absolutely wrestling, turtle, everything has been a huge focus of mine, but now having pivoted to CGI and doing what Craig's doing, now the strategy is shifting mildly, but I still feel like I can benefit from a lot of the skills that I've gained during the preparation.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you the rest of the year. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, Joseph Chen. Impressive performance. Guys, we're going to go to a commercial break, but when we come back, our flyweight female bout between Adeli Fornerino and Ana Rodriguez. The official mat of FloGrappling. Swain hybrid mats utilize a revolutionary low-profile tatami vinyl to create the ultimate grappling surface. Experience the hybrid difference at dollamore.com.
The next bout on the main card is in the flyweight division. First, out of the blue corner, representing Dream Art in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Ana Rodriguez.
The ADCC Brazilian Trials winner, Ana Rodriguez, makes her Who's Number One debut.
Yeah, had an amazing performance at the trial, so just really scrappy and brings a lot of pressure.
Her opponent in the red corner, representing Atos out of Melbourne and San Diego, California, Adeli Fornerino.
Daddy is back on the Who's Number One stage. Adeli Fornerino is here.
Yeah, and a very fast finisher. She gets out of the gate fast, gets on the legs, is known to finish very quickly in the majority of her matches.
All right, let's take a look at this flyweight tale of the tape. Adele Fornerino, 24 years old, 5'4", weighed in at 124 pounds. Anna Rodriguez, 25 years old, 5'1", weighed in at 124.2 pounds. This is the number 4 versus number 2 ranked female competitors. This one had a lot of oohs and ahs online. It's gonna be a scrap. Anna Rodriguez, this is her actual second no-gi competition ever. Her first one was the ADCC trials in Brazil, which she won, defeating Jasmine Hosha in the finals. You know, talking to Anna, she told me yesterday, she has a real love-hate relationship with no-gi. She feels like there's so much anxiety going to no-gi, but once she's in there, she feels like it's a scrap, and she loves that emotion. Adele, on the other hand, coming in here, cool, calm, and collective, had a huge submission win, fastest in Who's Number One history against Amanda Tubby. I'm very excited about this match.
Yeah, and I think that would probably line up with her strategy, get under the legs, and try to create some lift and isolate a leg. She did it very, very well against Tubby. Just exceptionally talented opponent, so she's going to have to deal with a lot of pressure here from Anna Rodriguez, though. Lots of pressure.
Anna's gi game, especially, very, controlling base, very position based, very sweeping with lapels and all sorts of trickery with the gi. But Adele, gi or no gi, very, very, very submission, submission hungry, submission hunter. Every time you see Adele, she's always going after the submission. Gi, no gi, close guard, legs, you name it.
She's going to have to go get a foot. So 1 foot, there, it's going to have to start there, touching that foot. But it's have to touch or start to hook to start to establish, kind of a quote-unquote grip there. She's hooked on, and now she's sort of gotten herself in where she can start getting some grips. And for Anna, she can pick up the feet or she can start stiff-arming the trap to get Adele move. So Adele's nice and comfortable here, right? You got to have her move back on the back of her hips a little bit. I call it the sweet spot in butterfly guard. So it's where your core is completely turned on because your legs begin to shut. Right there, that's that sweet spot. Her core turns on and your legs begin to shut off. And that's a very important part to put someone when you want to start putting pressure to pass. Even if you're moving side to side, their feet start to shut down a little bit.
Anna Rodriguez fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, representing Dream Art. Multiple-time IBJJF world champion, as you mentioned. Brazilian trials champion. Adele Fornerino, actually from Australia, representing Atos Jiu-Jitsu. Adele, is actually asking for a match with Maisa Bastos. So if she gets through this match with Anna Rodriguez, we may be looking for a title match in the future.
Stop!
Rafael Gabriel Martins just stopping the action, just letting them know what's expected here, giving them a little warning. I've been seeing Anna compete since she was a purple belt, and even at purple belt, you're able to identify just this experience level and confidence level that she had, in the gi, competing, Rio Grand Slam, World Pro, all these events, IBJJF. She's just got this era, this aura of confidence about her. And Adele, same thing, but just different style, And it's very interesting. This is her second only no-gi competition, and she's on one of the biggest stages, won one of the biggest tournaments ever, and now on one of the biggest stages here at Who's Number One.
Trying to get in on a wrist to create some movement towards the left. So she There's Anna pushing Adele in the trap. That's what I'm talking about, is to give a little bit of a push to get her back on the very back of the hips, and then you can start moving the legs. They actually start spinning. You can see Adele post the hands and move backwards to avoid that. And that's a good thing for Anna to start doing, is to get her back just a little, and then then you can start spinning the legs.
We saw Izaki Bayenzi in the corner cam there. Coach of Ana Rodriguez. Adele gets to the top position now, attacking the foot of Ana Rodriguez. Anna scooting back, trying to make distance here. Adele going in on that heel right away.
That was nice. It was a very nice way to come to the top.
Judges favor blue.
Ana Rodriguez gets the judges' favor so far.
I don't disagree. She was on top, moving, but now Adele gets to play her top, and I would imagine she's just going to keep on working to get after the legs and test
You're here to fight. Let's go, Adele.
leg defense. So she was able to come right back with her feet.
Andre Galvao in the corner of Adele Fornerino. You talk about somebody who has experience in no-gi. No one has more experience than Andre Galvao. Back to the standing position now. And both of these young ladies had amazing ADCC trials, matches, wins, just scraps, absolute battles. Very impressive. Izaki Bayen is in the corner of Ana Rodriguez. Izaki, one of those, oh, look at that drop to the leg attack right away by Adele. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a Kanabisami. It was a little bit low. It almost turned into a little bit of a bear trap, but it still was able to ground Anna now. She didn't come up with it, but that was a really nice flying attack to almost put her down. In these cases too, closed guard is another exceptional way to get in on a leg versus standing passing attempt. And if that's something Adele likes to do, where she could, instead of sitting, just grab an overhook from the standing position, almost allow yourself to be deeply underhooked and just jump side onto the guard.
8 minutes left in this match. Ana Rodriguez trying to play top position. Adele trying to do whatever she can to bring Anna into her game, into her guard. She's looking for legs. She's looking for arms.
Got to watch that. You see that right hand is posted on the hip rather than hugging the body. I think she's just being a little cautious so she doesn't get there's a triangle attempt there if she hugs the body, but
she's staying in this like weird pocket, right, where it's close enough to, she doesn't have a ton of pressure on top, but it's close enough to prevent any sort of really major connections from Adele on the bottom. And I feel like this is where the experience comes in from Anna. I feel like she's really just trying to frustrate Adele to overcommit, to extend on, to try to attack an arm. And I think that's where we see Anna in the past look for those openings. That's where she sees the back and stuff like that. Yeah. So be interesting to see how this plays out. The arm drag attempts there by Ana Rodriguez, A-Rod.
She's trying to jump guard now. It looks like she's about ready to go to jump. And this is good. Jumping guard are good in these scenarios if you can get your legs all the way wrapped around, because you can immediately drop under on a leg. Like a K-guard entry is usually pretty standard from the closed guard, especially if you can get somebody to stand up and brace their legs. You can get in on a leg for sure. So if that's what her complete game plan is, and
A-Rod almost had a single leg stack there for a sec.
yeah. And I think this is where, if she really, you said she's sort of stressed about the nogi, it's probably that distance. And until you get really comfortable hugging the body and navigating through some of that stuff that can come so fast, that's kind of where that range can be a little intimidating without the gi.
So referee Gabriel Martins is stopping the action. I think he's going to give both ladies a little bit of a warning here and explain, hey, you're going to start getting some penalties if we see lack of action here or progression.
Fight!
Judges favor red.
Red. Adele Fornerino getting the judges' favor now, so it feels like we're split down the middle here so far. And again, just for you guys at home, the judges' favor is not necessarily like a round. It's just for you to understand who the judges feel like are winning the match if it went to a decision at this very time.
And trying to get that drag. It's a tiny bit shallow. There's another try to jump, but Dell can't really get in with the overhooks or underhooks, and then she wouldn't have to jump from so far away. But
I think for me watching this, this is going to be a big learning experience for Adele Fornerino. Fighting somebody like A-Rod that's very strategic, who's not overcommitting entries, and just kind of dealing with somebody that's not trying to really attack you per se, and understanding and trying to stay calm, cool, and stick to the game plan throughout this whole thing. But like I said, this is where Anna thrives in these final minutes. She knows how to frustrate her opponents and capitalizes on the overcommitments or weaknesses or mistakes that they make. So Adele really needs to be careful here in this last 3 minutes.
Adele's trying to get that overhook.
Penalty for blue.
Penalty for Ana Rodriguez.
Now she's starting to come forward. This is where she needs to be here, but it can also be a little scary without the gi, right? That is, get in there, hug the waist, and then start driving forward. But
with the arm drag attempt once again. A little swat with the foot there. We're gonna say kick, but
sort of a tactic when there's points to be scored. In somebody's pulling, you can swat their foot. Sometimes you get a takedown for that, but
all right, 2 minutes left, just over 2 minutes left in this match. This is going to be a tough one to call. I feel like Adele had some submission attempts. Anna's definitely been pushing a little bit on top. So it'll be interesting to see what the judges decide here. Adele with a little fake guard pull there.
There's the close guard. Now,
Yeah, and this is where Adele wants to be.
Yeah.
This is where she is very dangerous.
Yeah.
She's got that body triangle wrapped up, but
she has good triangles and all in arm locks, but this can also bode well to get underneath on a leg if she just scoops the leg if Anna starts to stand up. But the body triangle is going to make it harder for her to stand up.
less than a minute to go. This changes the match here, especially if Adele can get a really strong submission attempt here. But A-Rod is positionally very good. She knows what angles Adele wants to make, and she's cutting them off. She's not giving her an inch. She's keeping tons of pressure. Not the most exciting thing we want to see in the closing seconds, but she's trying to shut Adele down.
Yeah, she's got her head in the inside, her arms on the inside.
Five seconds left. And that is it. So this will be an interesting one. How the judges are going to favor this, I don't know. You know, Anna was pushing the pace heavily for quite a time. Adele initiated a lot of submission attempts. You know, was able to reverse position at one point.
Yeah.
Ended up getting closed guard, looked for some submissions. So let's take a look at the replay here. Again, debut for Ana Rodriguez. She was using this, you know, yeah, there's the reversal attempt there by Adele, and then tried to grab that foot right away. A lot of arm drags, and then that flying Kanebasani attempt there by Adele. Big effort by Adele for sure. Had a lot of guard pull attempts there, or fakes even. So it'll be interesting to see what the judges say here.
We have the judges' scorecard. Your winner via decision out of the red corner, Adele Fornarino.
Adele Fornarino is your winner. Again, mentioned big learning experience for Adele. This is going to be huge. This is going to be such a learning experience. It's going to make her such a better grappler. I'd be interested to see her feedback on this match. Let's kick things over to Kendall for a word with our winner.
We've got Adele Fornarino here with not only a win, but some new branding opportunities. You want to show everybody on the camera your hat and the back of your rash guard? Very nice. Patented. Congratulations. How does it feel to get another win here on the Who's Number One stage?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Obviously, being in Austin with such an incredible audience. You know, everybody's out here. Is everybody having a good night? Yeah. I do apologize that it couldn't have been a more interesting match. You know, I wanted to do some jiu-jitsu tonight, but you know, it can be tough when there's not much engagement. You know, it's hard to make somebody do jiu-jitsu sometimes, so sometimes it's just a matter of staying calm, you know, and just pushing through to the end of the 15. But, you know, next time I'm in, I'll put on a better performance and be showing some submissions for sure.
Yeah, we've seen lightning fast submissions from you here on this stage the last time you were here, and we saw a lot of action from you tonight, pushing the pace. Now, in this division, you've got to be having your eyes forward on something next. So I know we've got ADCC coming up in August. You're going to be there putting on a big show. But what's next for you here on the Who's Number One stage? Do you have anyone in mind?
Oh, look, I think that my name's definitely in the hat for some of the belts that are up for grabs. You know, there's Fionn that's holding the 125 belt and Maisa that's holding the 115. And, you know, back-to-back would be awesome. You know, on one card have one match, on the next card have the next match. But it's just a matter of them, you know, signing the contracts. And that's no disrespect to the wonderful women in this division, but it's more so we want to keep them, you know, consistent holding these belts. And if you're holding a belt for more than 2 years, I don't think it's yours anymore. I think you got to fight for it. So that's definitely what I got my eyes on.
Some big call-outs of some big names, and definitely well-deserved. Let's give it up one more time for Adele.
Big call-outs for some big names from Adele Fornerino. Guys, we're going to have a commercial break. And coming up next, we have the middleweight bout between Tynan Dalpra and Jay Rodriguez. We'll be right back, guys.
The sport of jiu-jitsu provides so many with a bigger purpose. Jiu-jitsu becomes a part of you. You're faced with so many challenges in the sport, but skin infections shouldn't have to be one of them. And that's our mission. Defense Soap was created out of the need to fight back, because we care about this sport, the families, the athletes, the coaches, and we want to continue to protect people from skin infections, to keep you on the mat. And that's our goal here at Defense Soap, to defend what you have built.
Who's Number One is presented by Defense Soap, now the official soap and body wipe of FloGrappling, protecting you for over 15 years. Defend what you have built. All right, guys, we are back here in Austin, Texas. Not only do we have a stacked card, but we got some celebrities in the house. Joe Rogan is here, probably one of the most influential celebrities in the business. We got Mo Jassim, leader of ADCC World Championships. My favorite comedian, Shane Gillis, is here, enjoying the action. And we got podcaster extraordinaire Lex Friedman, also Jiu-Jitsu black belt, enjoying the show. As we said, we got a stacked card of athletes and celebs here at Who's Number One, as always. We'll be returning with our Jay Rodriguez match versus Tynan Dalpra coming up next.
Representing the B team here in Austin, Jay Rodriguez.
One of the most exciting grapplers coming out of the B team here in Austin, Texas. Jay Rodriguez is back.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. His style has a few things that could give him an advantage. We'll talk about those a little bit.
Yeah, J-Rod actually called for this match recently in another promotion, and we were able to lock this down, fortunately. It's a long time coming. Everyone's buzzing about this match.
His opponent in the red corner, out of the Art of Jiu-Jitsu in Costa Mesa, California, Tynan Dalpra.
Tynan Dalpra, the Art of Jiu-Jitsu black belt, is back. Can he make his record to 3-0 here at Who's Number One?
Well, he's certainly going to need to be a little wary of a few things, but he can absolutely do that. He is a world-class individual.
All right, let's take a look at this middleweight tale of the tape. Tynan Dalpra, 23 years old, 5'10", weighed in at 183.2 pounds. Jay Rodriguez, 22 years old, 5'11", 184 pounds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the fans wanted this match. J-Rod called for it. Tynan accepted. It's finally happening. Tynan Dalpra versus Jay Rodriguez.
And what I like about this, look, Tynan's not sitting. He's going to wrestle. I kind of expected this. It's just the way he talks about how he wants to become better, because I think there's two areas that J-Rod has an advantage.
Beautiful takedown by J-Rod.
It's the wrestling, and also this, if he gets out to the open guard. So what that's going to be is it's going to make it very challenging for Tynan to flip or reverse J-Rod. But he's got to get out back away from this position right here. This I think is definitely in Tynan's advantage when he's inside here, feet on the hips, and he's got knees in good position. He can elevate, he can Tobinagi, triangles. These are all sort of classic jiu-jitsu things. Where J-Rod, I think, can shine is if he can get to the back through either the takedown game or open guard passing. Where Tynan's going to shine here, I believe, are these classic positions where he just is so good at jiu-jitsu. I mean, if he's a hold of J-Rod and can hold him, slow him down, do things like this, then I think he's going to shine in those departments.
This is exactly where I believe Tynan was entering with Francisco Lowe at the World Championships recently. and ended up getting DQ'd. But Tynan committed to this match. Still here. Lowe was supposed to fight in another match here. Who's number one had to withdraw, unfortunately, because his leg was damaged. But this is where I think, you know, J-Rod's got to be really careful, is those back take attempts from Tynan Dalpra.
Yeah, Tynan's going to have to get creative. So that position with Lowe was from the De La Hiva, and he scooped a leg and turned Francisco Lowe, and that was able to put a lot of pressure on the knee. He's going to have a difficult task here in staying tight enough through these inversions to be able to get to the back. I think that's where really one of the keys for him is to get to the back, or even if it's standing up. If he can create these opportunities to get to the back while standing, that'll be good for Tynan. This is the biggest test for him by far.
Beautiful omoplata attempt there by Tynan Dalpra.
Now let's see if he can use this to sweep and get to the top. He's got good pressure. He should hook this far leg. So that leg should go underneath and hook that far leg. That will ground or sweep J-Rod. See that left foot? Needs to go under and hook the far leg right now. Unlock the figure four and hook it.
The one thing we know about J-Rod is his submission defense, especially with shoulders and arms, is insane. That guy can roll out of about any arm lock. And, you know, Tynan now looking to get control of J-Rod's leg here.
I'm sure he's taking a few tricks from Pato, Cole, good crew to train with there.
Rafa Mendes.
Yeah, of course. He's just to try to expose the back or sweep in these positions.
Yeah, definitely a contrast of styles. You know, Tynan has a bit of a slow building pressure, very precise game. If anything, a little bit similar to like Gordon Ryan, you know, and J-Rod's very explosive, will wrestle, you know, pulling out unorthodox submissions like buggy chokes.
J-Rod passes the side here. He's past the guard of Tynan Dalpra. Now almost, he got to keep that head in the stomach. So as soon as he lifts that head up. Now the one thing that J-Rod can do also is just completely go around the turtle. I don't believe he's really got a huge deal to worry about from singles, but that's the move. If someone walks around your north-south and you cannot get to the guard, single leg is where you got to go. It's a single back to the guard. But sometimes heavy guard players don't like to turn to that single. So, and like you said, this match is 100% about styles. It's a very difficult style for Tynan to deal with. And keep good control here of J-Rod. That's a nice body lock. He's got a left near side underhook. If he puts his head on the mat on that far side, Tynan's going to be really in trouble. He should drive forward. He doesn't actually even need to lock his hands anymore. He's trying to keep a body lock, but sometimes that opens that elbow up. You see Tynan's underhook deep, and he's going to mount. He's going to mount it. All about that near side underhook and that body lock in that case. He's able to get out.
Yeah, J-Rod feels like he is a bit of a problem for Tynan Dalpra.
It's a style thing.
Yes.
I mean, his style is very good, and Tynan's very new on this type of style. So, but he's got 10 minutes to work, and that's where the skill sets can come in.
Judges favor
Jiu-jitsu just so
blue.
as good as Tynan is. 10 minutes is a very long time for him to work. And
you see Tynan kicking that leg up over the shoulder. He's looking for that omoplata. I
It's
feel
just
like that's probably one of the keys to victory. It's just sort of being able to lock J-Rod in a position and look to get under with the legs or try to reverse to get on top to control. But I think J-Rod understands that's the game plan, and he's staying away from that.
yeah, the omoplata he had was fantastic. It was lightning fast. Just needed a little bit of a different approach, in my opinion, to keep him attached here.
Yeah, we have the unpredictable approach of J-Rod versus Tynan's precision here. And J-Rod, you know, he's one of the most exciting athletes, but he's actually never really had a string of victories here at Who's Number One, although his matches were amazing and so exciting to watch.
Yeah, but that's why this match is so good, potentially so good for him. I mean, Tainan's a huge name, but stylistically, like I keep saying, this is a very difficult match for Tainan.
You know, at the press conference, J-Rod said, no bottom, no buggy chokes. And he certainly hasn't done either yet so far.
There was near, that's what Tainan needs to do. So you got to make him turn. So even if he gets the back when they come back to the feet, if he's on his waist on the back, this is very good for Tainan. It's a positive step in the right direction. And for Tainan, I think one of the keys is just consistency. He doesn't have to be successful at all these. He's still got eight minutes to work, and if he does get to the mount or the cross side, that's going to be a very, very bad position for J-Rod. I mean, if Tainan's able to get to where he can get past the guard or reverse, it's going to be a really bad place for J-Rod to be. Here he's coming up now. So now, can he thread this right foot back in? Watch out for this. There, he's threaded it back in, but there he got to the top. Now, almost to the top, eh? But it's closer, a little bit closer. So, where J-Rod needs to stay up on the feet and circling. Now he's kind of down and in, but he can't get his underhooks. It's a big difference when you're down and in with no underhooks. There he's got his underhooks. There. But then Tainan's able to get him out. And this is where J-Rod needs to just start running around. He can run around. If he can't get the underhooks, running around. He's got a deep underhook now on that right side. He's got to get his head down.
And, you know, we talk about Tainan Dalpra. He's competed against the best of the best in the gi. This is only his third no-gi match ever, and he's got a big task at hand. And, you know, 6 minutes, 40 seconds left. He's not winning this match so far.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting to see what kind of strategy he plays out in the last bit of this match to get the advantage over J-Rod, which is a very, very tough task.
And strategy, what you just said, is why I am so impressed with Tainan. He wrestled. That's why he's eventually going to be a champion here. He didn't care about saying, you know what, I'm going to sit down and play safe. He wrestled.
Yeah.
He wrestled. Strategy is out the window. Getting better is what he's focused on, and I think that is why he will be a champion here eventually. Just whether it's, you know, this year, next year, whatever it is because strategy doesn't have any place when you're technically getting better. Strategy is a way to win. Strategy is your way to impart tactics which make you win better, but it doesn't make you technically better. And so he tested himself. I think that's very impressive early on. That's one of the reasons why I thought this match would be so fun is both guys kind of throw strategy and tactics out the window a little bit. And Tainan, basically, I think, because he wants to get better, and J-Rod just kind of just goes anyway. So.
There's entanglement from Tainan on the leg, working to the back, getting to the. Yes,
what he needed.
That's exactly the plan. I feel like
beautiful.
To get to the controlling position.
That was beautiful. And now he's in good position. I may get shaken off here. There he goes. But back
there it is.
The leg again.
Works to the leg again. J-Rod just shucked him off from that position.
Yeah.
Judge's favor.
But I would say that J-Rod is using a little bit more energy than Tainan. So.
J-Rod just stepping out of these entanglements, doing a great job. Looking to get the arm there for a sec there.
Almost around, but the head position is not good. So Tainan's shins are in the way. Whoa, triangle.
That was on fast.
It's on fast. So his head position with north-south, which wasn't quite where he wanted to be. Now let's see if he can get into this.
In the gi, in this position,
oh yeah,
Tainan gets it.
Yep. It's a little bit looser, but he's doing a good job of tying up on the legs here. Now he's on top. Now it's trouble. He's on top. He's got very good pressure. Let's see if we can get around the guard here or through it.
This is where the Rafa Mendes style, fast-paced, controlling the shins with that C grip, moving laterally, side to side. But looking to get that front headlock to control, possibly to get to the back. Tynan now kind of in the zone here, doing a much better approach.
I think he's feeling that J-Rod is fading.
Yes.
And now he's starting to get these positions more frequently that is good for him. Now he's in the back. Yeah.
One hook in.
Yeah, I think we're getting near the end here.
Tynan gets both hooks in, arm around the neck. J-Rod peeling that choke off.
Begins to pummel through the hands here and start to actually look to strangle. Right now, I think he's content with keeping back, getting a little bit of composure, a little rest, eat the clock down a little bit. Then I think maybe he'll start to look to submit. 2 minutes, still a lot of time.
So we had one judge's favor go to each athlete, but right now, Tynan Dalpra is dominating.
Yeah.
J-Rod started off so aggressive. Beautiful takedown. And, you know, we talk about the unlimited gas tank of Jay Rodriguez. Tynan was able to sort of shut him down for a sec. J-Rod gets out and gets to the top position of Tynan Dalpra. Can he open up the guard and look to attack? Looks like Tynan a little slower on that leg entanglement there.
Yeah,
J-Rod trying to use this as an opportunity to pass.
Plata still there on that far side. This will certainly make it interesting here. Now, if J-Rod mounts right here, he's got that underhook again on this side. You put his head on the floor, he can step right over the legs. I mean, right knee can cut through the middle or step right over. He got thrown out there, but 1 minute left. Now that leg's in there again. So J-Rod just missed the head position. Couldn't get the head inside the legs.
Tynan now in the 50-50 position. One of the positions innovated by the Mendes brothers. 43 seconds left. Can J-Rod pass the guard of Tynan Dalpra? Looking for that knee cut here.
Yeah, if he's gonna circle all the way to north-south, then he's gotta get inside the legs with his head position.
There it is.
See, his head is locked out there, and now he's left his arm back, so.
Looking to get a double under stack now, 20 seconds left. Trying to work, Tynan recovers. Five seconds left. And that is it. The match between, Gi and no Gi. We talk, this is Tynan's third no-gi matchup. J-Rod called it. He's like, I heard there's this gi guy, Tynan Dalpra. I want a piece of him. We made it happen. Just an awesome match from start to finish. We saw a lot of different entanglements. We saw a lot of different exchanges, leg attacks. We saw armbar. We saw omoplata. We saw back takes. We saw mount. We saw it all in this match. This match lived up to the hype. I'm so glad we got to see it here to Who's Number One.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's take a look at that
Blast
initial
double
shot
leg
right out of the gate. Countered the guillotine nicely. And early on, mounted early on, all J-Rod. And then slowly but surely, Tynan started to come back little by little. Tries that little toe hold there, but then slowly but surely was able to put J-Rod down. and then start his offensive onslaught with getting on the back. And so J-Rod out of position there with the head, almost triangle, slides out nicely. What a back and forth. Well, actually, it was like all J-Rod, then all time. So, man.
And then it was like back and forth, and then sort of teetered off a little bit at the end. So it'll be interesting to see who the judges think is the winner.
The judges' scorecards are in, and your winner via decision. Out of the red corner, Tynan Dalpra.
Tynan Dalpra, 3-0 here at Who's Number One, defeats Jay Rodriguez. What an awesome matchup.
Yeah, I think that was a great test for him. I think that was a very, very good test for him.
Let's kick it over to Kevin Rusing for a word with Tynan Dalpra.
Tynan Dalpra with a big win here. Wow. You got to talk us through a little bit about what was going on for you mentally, being down early in the match and coming back like that.
Yeah, that's definitely, I expected him to be keeping up a high pace. One thing I wasn't so aware was his distance management. I thought the more he committed to pass my guard, more chances I would have to get to a good position. But he did a good job, like controlling my hands, and their corners were doing a great job, telling him not to rush so much. And yeah, I'm just grateful that I was able to win and display a little bit more this time my guard.
Was there a little bit of panic at the end there when he did escape from the back and he came back on top right there when you know it was a close fight at the end?
I knew that he was gonna fight for his life to not stay on bottom, and yes, I was expecting that. And most important is that I was able to stay composure and keep building. You know, this it's not one of those easy fights that you just come in and do whatever you want. It was a very technical match, and yeah, this time went in my favor.
Yeah, your no-gi style has definitely been evolving. We've been able to see you here on Who's Number One a couple times now. This is probably your biggest match today. Would you agree? Your biggest win so far, no-gi?
Yeah, definitely. Just continue to pick on challenges, going up the ranks. He's a guy that has fought a lot of the no-gi competitors. And I'm a gi guy, he's a no-gi guy. This was a no-gi match, and I won.
Comes out with the win. And anyone in particular you're looking for? I know we got a big summer ahead. Are you looking towards climbing up the ranks for the belt here on Who's Number One? Anything else big coming up for you, Tynan?
Well, just continue to, Ricardo has my number. Whoever is next, I'm down, I'm here for it. I would like to ask you a favor. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. I have a student of mine. I'm not sure where she is, but her name is Mello. She's 8-year-old. If she's here, oh, there it is. There she is. So she asked her parents for her birthday gift to come here and watch me compete. So I was just fighting for my life to make sure I could, you know, propose this to her.
Sweetie, do you want to say hi?
Hi. My name is Mello, and I train with my professor.
So if you think I'm good, you should watch her train and compete. She has won multiple ADCC already. She fights gi and no gi. And in probably 5 to 10 years from now, you guys will hear a lot of her name. You can bet on it.
Well, let's give a big round of applause to Tynan, but also to the birthday girl. Happy birthday, sweetie. Congratulations again, Tynan.
All right, guys, we are going to go to a commercial break. Coming up next, we have the heavyweight battle of Javier Zaruski versus Victor Hugo. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, guys, ADCC Worlds is now officially only 57 days away. Be sure to bookmark this one on your calendar so you can see the legendary tournament yourself and check out all the action from your favorite athletes like Gordon Ryan, Mika Galvão, Felipe Pena, and many more. We'll have all the live action from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas right here on FloGrappling August 17th and 18th. See you then. Who's Number One is sponsored by King's Kimonos. King's is a world leader in jiu-jitsu gear and apparel. Premium crafted products worn by the sport's biggest names. King's Kimonos reign supreme.
Our next bout is in the heavyweight division. First in the blue corner, representing Atos from San Diego, originally from Uruguay, Javier Saruski. His opponent in the red corner, out of 6 Blades in Austin, Texas, Victor Hugo.
The big man Flo is back to Who's Number One.
Yeah, Victor Hugo, very talented fella, moves like a little guy. So it'll be an interesting matchup.
All right, let's take a look at this heavyweight tail of the tape. Victor Hugo, 23 years old, 6'4", weighed in at 262.6 pounds. Javier Zaruski, 32 years old, 6'4", 231.4 pounds. All right, here we go. Victor Hugo was originally supposed to face Luke Griffith from New Wave Jiu-Jitsu, Battle of Austin Academies here, but unfortunately Luke got injured and Javier stepped up to the plate. Javier, for those of you who are not so familiar with him on Who's Number One, he's the current no-gi heavyweight champion and boasts one of the highest submission ratios ever, actually calling out Gordon Ryan for a match after he claims he's going to get through Victor Hugo tonight.
Yeah, this big task to get by the big Flo.
Big mountain, big
Hugo.
wall, he said.
Yeah.
Big mountain.
Victor Hugo is that 2-on-1. Nice arm drag. Not only was that a beautiful arm drag,
Arm drag to the guillotine from Victor Hugo.
See if he's got his hands in there now. It looks like he's going to slip out. Yeah. That was a beautiful arm drag. Well, not only just the arm drag, but he blocked the far foot, which is what was really nice, which made that happen there. It made it so Zaruski couldn't just walk out of that arm drag. So when you go back and watch that one again, watch that far foot.
Victor Hugo on the bottom, as we said, fighting out of Austin, Texas, representing 6 Blades Jiu-Jitsu. Victor Hugo's got 2 massive wins here on Who's Number One. One against Nicholas Marigali in the gi at the very first Who's Number One, and also a win over Nick Rodriguez recently at Who's Number One.
See if he hooks that far leg. It's always I talk about this in omoplata, is to hook that far leg. It just immediately grounds your opponent, and because otherwise they can pull the hips up. If Zaruski pulls Victor Hugo's hips up, it'll line up like that. It'll line up his shoulders so he can get out. He's got to watch a leg attack. Yeah. What stops that is if you've hooked that far leg under the leg, it immediately just wrecks that defense and can ground someone quite quickly.
Zaruski has a big submission win over Vinicius Trattor at the IBJJF Nogi Worlds. Beautiful triangle choke.
Yeah.
Not many people can say they've submitted Trattor with the triangle, the tractor. But man, Victor Hugo looking really good tonight.
Yeah, he is. There's John Wayne, then right back to the arm drag. It's beautiful 1-2.
Calling it again, Sean Williams, as it happens.
Good 1-2 setup that. Let's see if he gets under the legs. Push-pull with this butterfly guard.
I will say this, the pace that Victor Hugo is putting in this match is something we haven't really seen a lot of. He's really coming out aggressive here.
He is. He's consistently attacking, which is really hard to deal with. You could probably see this. There's the wrist control, so that means probably triangle or omoplata on that far side. So yeah, now there's going to be, could be an arm drag or an omoplata on that left side for Victor Hugo if he clears this knee with that wrist tie. He's got a good grip with the left hand over the top. That usually indicates one of those two things, arm drag or omoplata.
Zaruski kind of using his neck and that shin to sort of trap that left leg of Hugo in place a little bit, put a little bit of pressure. And there's a good little pass if he elevates his hips and kind of spins out to the right. Diogo Hayes loves to do that.
Yeah.
Zaruski's got to be careful because he's spinning out a lot and retrieving, like he's kind of retracting his body from the position, obviously to defend, but he could be called for some penalties if he's not careful.
He's got to be careful how far he runs away.
Yeah. It's one thing to spin out, but to spin out and step away is not what we want to see.
Close guard. Now Victor Hugo has a very good close guard.
Yeah. He's got 10 minutes, 30 seconds left in this match.
Looking to drag the arm across the body.
It's Shanji Ribeiro special there.
Yeah.
Side close guard, as he likes to call it, to get to the back.
That's great. Very good technique.
Judges favor red.
Hugo doing a good job of slowly stalking forward and using that one of the feet to get connected a little bit. Zaruski may need to change up his passing approach here.
Penalty for blue.
Try to circle around the legs instead of through the legs. Again, that 2-on-1, good for polling. Almost all the way underneath here. Oh, he does have a very good straight foot lock as well, does Victor Hugo. So let's see if he uses this to tie up or back step that back leg, get to the inside Sankaku position. Or if he's just working on entering on that straight foot lock.
The action went off the mats here. This is an ADCC, guys. We got to keep it inside. Zaruski playing these boundaries. He's got to be careful. He's already had a couple warnings here. Now to reset on top. Hugo gets to the back here. One hook in.
He's trying a hand fight.
Is that Renzo Gracie takedown with the far leg? Please remind me of the name.
I just call it far leg hook. It's just a hook in, and you hook into the far leg, and you sag down to your side.
Zaruski playing towards the edge here to try to flee the mat a little bit. You know, it's a strategy, but it could cost him, especially in the restart like this.
Yeah. This isn't. He's going to have to immediately hand fight, push himself up. Well, down on this side, on that strangle side. That's just on the head there.
Oh. We go with the rear naked choke on the eyes there. That was brutal.
Yeah. Zaruski can turn. I mean, he could bridge up a little bit on that left side and start turning, but Victor Hugo hand fighting well. He's trying to isolate the arms. He's got his arms are same side one-on-one. Cross one-on-one tends to be a little easier to. Now he's got his arm across the neck. Now he's got the cross one-on-ones. So there comes the leg isolation. Really easy to isolate the arm like that on that.
He's got the rear naked choke. It's around the chin, but it's getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah, that'll strangle you too. So not only is it stick on your face, it'll pass you out. Yeah.
Victor Hugo with the submission. The crowd goes wild here in Austin. Wow. What a win for this young man.
Yeah, great performance. Great performance.
6 Blades in the house. They brought a big crowd here at Who's Number 124.
There was that initial arm drag.
Yeah, was in the closed guard for quite a bit.
There's the omoplata, a nice omoplata entry. And then this was sort of the beginning right here where he was able to put him down. Eventually got his back. There's the there's the forehead strangle, but didn't quite get it. There it is. Good shot. Yeah, rear naked strangle. If your forearm's across where the teeth meet, you can strangle someone. It's immensely painful, but you can also put them out.
Big win for Victor Hugo. Great match.
Yeah.
There's the dude. Soon.
The judges' scorecards are in, and your winner via submission in the red corner, Victor Hugo.
Big win for the big man Flo. Let's toss it to Kendall Rusing for a word with the winner here in a second.
Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo. There he goes. Keep on this side. Thank you. Victor Hugo with a big win here and a big 6 Blades crowd.
It's my party. The guys that are fighting after me, they're just invited. All right? Just joking.
Man, a lot of energy in here for you tonight in the 6 Blades team. I want to ask you, yesterday, Javier said that God had the power to split the sea and he may have the power to climb the mountain, but it didn't really look like that tonight. How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all respect to him. Stepped in, short notice to go against me. Yeah, thank you, Javier. Not an easy task. I was super pumped for my last opponent. It didn't happen. But the main thing that drove me, to try to stay on the card, the max, is like, I knew there was a lot of people coming to support me, and I don't get to fight in Austin a lot. So this is a unique feeling for me. I'll remember this night, for a long time. Great memory, and yeah, just happy with everything.
Now we know all of your fans and teammates are going to want to see you back on the card, but I heard a little bit of a rumor that there's not only one big fight that you're looking for, but maybe two. And Javier had called someone out yesterday, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to make that shot.
Yeah, all respect to him, but when you're about to face me, don't think about the next match. It's a big test to face me, you know, so that's like something that I think a lot of people sleep on, my level. And yeah, I think there's only a few names from now on. I've showed that I'm a strong contender for the division, but I actually wanted to challenge someone in specific here. This guy's about my size, big dude. I think he's around here. Shane Gillis. Ex-football player, great background. I think it would be a great match. No two heavyweights banging. No, all jokes aside, this is great for the sport. You know, there's only two names I believe that people want to see. If the fight happens in Austin, they already know what to expect, you know. And you know, just like excited. I'll be here. I'll be ready. Just make the call.
All right, we have a feeling that we know those two names, and we can't wait to make it happen.
Thank you, everyone. Much love. See you next time.
One more time for Victor Hugo.
All right, guys, we're going to head to a commercial break as Victor Hugo goes to see his future opponent, Shane Gillis. But coming up next, middleweight championship up for grabs. Jacob Couch versus Jonathan Gracie. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Who's Number One is sponsored by King's Kimonos. King's is a world leader in jiu-jitsu gear and apparel. Premium crafted products worn by the sport's biggest names. King's Kimonos reign supreme.
We are now at the beginning of our 3 championship bouts. The first one is for the vacant middleweight championship. Out of the blue corner, out of Atos in San Diego, Jonatas Gracie.
Jonatas Gracie makes his Who's Number One return here at WNO 24 for the title.
Yeah, very high level. I would suppose you could watch him do single legs or get into body locks, try to put people down, get behind them, and also has very good pressure passing. So, and it's also a really great inverted guard. So a lot of tools in his belt.
Sandstorm, a la Vanderlei Silva and Pride.
His opponent out of the red corner, out of Pedigo Submission Fightings in Mount Vernon, Illinois, he is the Hillbilly Hammer, Jacob Couch.
The Hillbilly Hammer is back, the people's champion of Who's Number One.
Yeah, Jacob Couch, absolutely exciting. I mean, he's a finisher, so watch him go into some of his sort of patented things that he does, and we'll talk about that when the match starts.
All right, let's take a look at this middleweight tail of the tape. Jacob Couch, 25 years old, 6'1", 184.6 pounds. His opponent, Jonatas Gracie, 27 years old, 5'10", 184.6 pounds. All right, this is it. This is for the vacant 185-pound title here at Who's Number One. This is Couch versus Gracie. It was originally supposed to be Couch versus Francisco Lowe. Francisco injured his leg a few weeks back. I know you Worlds re-injured it in training. But Jonatas Gracie stepped up to the plate. Jonatas had dominant wins over J-Rod and Nicky Ryan recently.
Yeah.
It's just a phenomenal grappler. He committed himself to Nogi grappling about a year and a half ago, he said, and it's completely changed his whole outline, his whole career. And the guy went from being this like lasso playing, very methodical, strategic gi player to one of the best no-gi grapplers out there.
Yeah, I think this is a very good test for him. Like, very nice single leg. That's that single I was talking about. Got a great singles and gets in on the body. Now we'll see him go into headquarters. Now uses that underhook. He's going to have to keep his legs free. That left underhook is going to play a big role here, and some leg pummeling. Couch is able to get to his closed guard. And he's strong here because he's going to, not only does he have great closed guard attacks, but he's going to use it to get under on the legs. And what I was saying is I think this is going to be one of the best tests for Jonatas, is to see how really adept his leg defense is to someone who wants to heavily just all in on pulling himself under with the K guard right into outside Ashigarami position and going after that heel hook.
Jacob Couch has got big wins over Sebastian Rodriguez, Jay Rodriguez, Hunter Colvin, William Tacker, Roberto Jimenez, and many more here at Who's Number One. Primarily a guard player, and if he can make some space to make that effective guard game that he has happen, this could be trouble for Gracie.
Yeah, he's got a Kimura. He's looking for a Kimura. He's got it locked up. You can see Gracie's left arm in there. You put weight into the knuckles to try to keep that arm from coming back out and strip that wrist grip. But I mean, he's got the Kimura locked, so now let's see how good the defensive left arm is for Gracie. And if Jacob's willing to open up his guard to try to get his hips all the way to the other side.
Look at Jonathan stuffing the left arm of Gracie.
That's a great defense. That's what you need to do when someone overreaches for Kimura. And Couch didn't have a choice but to overreach in this scenario because he was so low and side on. But that's a great defense. But you can lose it. I mean.
But the interesting thing is he's like actually figured forward his own arm. Like he's gripping his own arm on Couch's arm as well. So that's a strong counter.
Backed it up pretty well there.
Yeah. And it's a lot of pressure on the shoulder for you doing the Kimura on the bottom. It's
yeah, Couch will need to open his guard. I think if he can't just yank it out, which probably not on someone as physical as Grace. I mean, he's a very, very strong human being. So then he's going to have to open his guard to get more leverage if that's what he really is going to choose to do. To try to get his hips all the way over to the other side, which would help him untie that. But he may elect to let go, try up and overs, try to scoop the leg. I mean, they can't really do, neither one of them can really go any forward here. Gracie sort of has to wait. There, now he's like, oh, now he can move. Or Couch has to let go. So. See how far Gracie's legs are back?
Yeah.
He's ready for the entry. The only problem is keeping your legs that far back when you're trying to stand up. It's hard to actually get up. Your head's low, his head's low, and it's gonna be hard for him to actually open the guard if he's gonna keep his legs that far back. He's gonna try to walk a knee through the middle potentially, it looked like, but.
Jonathan Gracie fighting out of San Diego, California, representing Atos Jiu-Jitsu, has a Who's Number One victory over Oliver Taza, and is his first match since defeating Taza in early 2023 at Who's Number 117. He's got a lot of pressure, but he could potentially melt through Couch's guard here.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of keeping his hands on the insides. Jacob's got that shin, but he's not able to pummel up and through the defense. So there's a couple of different there. That's a good idea. You can cross grab the wrist, and it kind of puts you in what I call a reverse Kimura. Get the arm out to the side.
Judges favor blue.
Yeah, I mean he is. Well, I don't disagree with that. He had a beautiful single and put Couch down, and then it's just sort of been stuck here.
Fight.
10 minutes left. Got some boos from the crowd here on that judge's favor. But it'd be interesting to see, what Gracie does from this position, what Couch does offensively. Couch looks like he's trying for dear life here. He's really trying to land something offensively, and Jonathan is just shutting him down.
Yeah, well, Jonathan has excellent inside ties. I mean, you can't take those. You got to pummel through those if you're Couch. You have to hold your shin, pummel through them, go grab the cross wrist, try to get inside ties where he has his hands. On the tendons of the chest will shut down a lot of guards. I mean, right now his hand, it shuts a lot of stuff down. Now the onus is on Gracie to actually get his head up. There he goes. So he can actually stand up, and then there's going to be a leg entry here. So now it's going to say, okay, are you going to kick out? He's going to try to hold Couch up, is what he was going to try to do with a body lock, essentially, so that when Couch drops, he can't drop his hips to the floor. So he's got his hands on his hips, and there's going to be a knee cut through the middle. If he can shake Couch's hips down, I mean, Couch has an over-under grip. You see that. But Jonatas has his hands on the hips, right? So that's just going to gravity's on his side right here. It's going to start to wear out the ankles, and that knee is going to come flying through the middle as soon as those hips drop a little bit, the knee's going to go flying through the middle. Couch is going to try to get on an Udagatami. Going to be a possible leg entry. There it is, but Gracie doing a great job. I mean, that was a really nice way to open the guard if someone's going to be on your leg. He did a picture-perfect guard opening there and just shut down Couch's one of his best moves. Looked like nothing, but that was a lot right there.
7 minutes, 35 seconds left in this match. Gracie putting the pressure on top of Couch here. Gracie, one of these guys, you know, he's getting the invite to ADCC, had an amazing Brazilian trials campaign.
Here comes a back take. He's gonna walk his legs backwards, actually. To cross side, but he's not set yet. He's definitely not set. That underhook there, that scoop by Couch is a little problem, small problem that he's got to solve. Weave his knees through that little tiny gap. Make sure the leg doesn't connect, the figure four doesn't connect. It's all about that left leg for Gracie to stay through that gap and basically go to where Couch's wrist is, so he can, that right there. Got to get his leg underneath that leg, and then he's going to be free. His hips will be free. Still going to be a little bit of a scramble here, Ricardo, when they
get out of this position. It's very unorthodox position, and once somebody gives, we're going to see a bit of a scramble for sure.
Yep. Now Jacob's got to be careful that he doesn't make a really sort of desperate mistake here and reach around the head like that, because that's going to land you in a Katagatami if he gets free. And so it's almost like if he loses this grip, his best thing he can do is try to punch all the way behind and create sort of an exit out the backside. If he loses that grip, if he cannot hold that grip.
Fans calling for action here.
Yeah, I know, but there's not much these guys are going to do. You know, it's really, the onus is really on Couch to let go, and that's going to be bad for him. And, you know, Gracie here's doing the right thing. He's trying to take his time, not get his hips too high so he gets off balanced. And because he's getting high now, he's getting a little bit higher. And so the grip has changed, but when he starts to scissor his legs, he's going to have to be very careful that he doesn't give up this kind of unorthodox hip tie. So if Couch locks his hands together right now, see how he's got that leg? Try to lock his hands together.
Judges favor blue.
Now, if Jonatas can get an underhook with the left arm, if Couch overreaches and Jonatas gets an underhook with the left arm, that's going to be big problems for Jacob. Right now it's just a crossface, right? So he can clear him out. But if he gets an underhook of that top arm that's coming in, so if he re-pummels his left arm, if he has time to do that, that's sort of going to seal the deal with this position right here. And then it's going to be big problems. He didn't need it. Scissored through. And this is where, if you don't watch a lot of Gracie, where this dude is like a rock. People cannot move him a lot. This happens a lot. And he's solid. And so he's at home right now. But now let's see if he can finish.
Yeah, controlling the hips on top is Gracie. He's doing a great job with that right hand. Couch looks like he's trying to come up on a single. Very frustrating position. Similar situation that we saw Isaac Michel put Couch in about a year ago, just over a year ago. Just kind of using that top pressure, forcing him to a single, but not in a good position to do so effectively.
Now we want to see if Jonatas can open up here and look for a submission. See if he takes the back. Kimura could be coming.
Yeah, he's had the arm, he had the arm under his armpit. He's had opportunities, but I know he's being very cautious because he really wants this win. Not the most entertaining strategy, but it wins. It works.
See if he's going to mount. He's still got a lot of north-south things he could do. Looks like he might try to mount here if he can win that bottom arm there. The bottom arm is not in a good position so much to mount. It'll be a bit risky. He's going to get the back. Wants to take the back. Oh, now he's going to mount because Jacob Couch turned.
I'll say this about Who's Number 124. We saw a lot of athletes mounted. More than any other Who's Number 1. They're bringing the mount back from 1996.
Mount's number 1, man. I say this quite a bit. Back control face down is the best one. Mount is second, and that, in my opinion, it is much worse than having someone on your back, because the world is good at back control defenses, but this is problems. You have lots of pressure. Look at the pressure. Even if you can't finish, it's pressure the entire time. Mount is not fun when you get all of this pressure and you end up usually giving your back.
Minute and 22 seconds left in this match. Jonathan Gracie fully mounted on Jacob Couch.
Roger Gracie had it right back in 2009, Ricardo.
There it is.
Mounted everybody and finished everybody. Then what happened the next year? He got everybody's back.
But the important comparison was that he did go for the finish.
Yeah, so
hopefully we'll see that here with this Gracie, although not related.
Yeah, the arms are up. He could slide up on this side. The arms on top, that's the preferred side to take that. He's probably going to let some time fly by, and then he may try it. Because I don't think he's going to want to miss a position and give any time for Couch to try anything offensive. Because he certainly doesn't have to, right? I mean, he's in the driver's seat. But it would be good for his legacy to go after it and get a submission. Looking for Katagatami here. That's a short time, though, for Katagatami to get all set in. It's a little high on the face. Here, Andre calling for him to finish him.
And that is it. Jonathan Gracie, dominant performance against Jacob Couch. We're going to go to the official decision here in a sec. Let's take a look at the replay. Jonathan came out with a very strong takedown.
He did.
Was able to get top position. Just was like a iron blanket on top of Couch for a while, you know? Very, very heavy position, tons of control. You know, didn't really look for the submissions at all, but was dominating position-wise against a very, very dangerous Jacob Couch.
Yeah, that was a huge test, I think, for Gracie, and passed it sort of with flying colors this time. The finish was certainly available, I believe, from the mount, at least for an attempt. But like you said, maybe it's, hey, I got to get this belt first, and then.
The decision and your new middleweight champion in the blue corner, Jonathan Gracie.
Jonathan Gracie taking the belt home to Atos Jiu-Jitsu, taking it back home to Atos Jiu-Jitsu. Big win for this young man, the new 185-pound champion of Who's Number 1. very, very dominant match. Congratulations, Jonathan Gracie. We're going to pass it over to Ken Naruzing for a word with our champion. After he gets a big hug from the man, Andre
Jonathan
Galvao.
Gracie, the new 185-pound champion. Let's turn you around on this side, please, right there. Perfect. The belt looks good. How's it feel?
I feel like now middleweight champion. So, man, 1 year and a half. 1 year and a half, I wake up every day, 5 a.m., Sunday to Sunday. My professor here, he's know I put a lot of dedication in the mat, outside the mat too. I try to help my teammate, and it's like I said to you yesterday, I deserve that. I deserve. I just would like to say thank you for my teammate, thank you my professor André Galvão, my manager Victor Daughter, and fortunately my professor like Angelica, she's on come this time, but all the time I send a message to Angelica why she's like my mom, and I love her. I love like Galvão family, and that's it. So this is not my division. Now I'm #1 middleweight. So now I put like a lot of work into to put my rank in the 170 and try to take the belt to 172.
So you're looking to be a double champ now?
Of course.
Now, you accepted this match on short notice, right? But I know that you're saying you're in a hard camp year-round all the time. Did you have any concerns coming into this match, knowing that this could be a difficult stylistic matchup for you?
Actually, it's now like, I say yesterday again, like, I feel good at your situation. Maybe everybody don't understand how much I working for like every time I try to improve. And same times, like, I try to, everybody say this for me, like, you don't say too much, you don't promote too much. But this is my style why I don't need to change. I just like, need to work more and accept opportunity. Why? I accept the fight 6 days, and now, like, this is opportunity coming to me. I don't, like, leave the opportunity. I take.
Well, you definitely made the most of it. Let's give it up for our new middleweight champion.
Congratulations, Jonathan Gracie, the new 185-pound champion of Who's Number One. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, guys.
The sport of jiu-jitsu provides so many with a bigger purpose. Jiu-jitsu becomes a part of you. You're faced with so many challenges in the sport, but skin infections shouldn't have to be one of them. And that's our mission. Defense Soap was created out of the need to fight back, because we care about this sport, the families, the athletes, the coaches, and we want to continue to protect people from skin infections, to keep you on the mat. And that's our goal here at Defense Soap, to defend what you have built.
Who's Number One is presented by Defense Soap, now the official soap and body wipe of FloGrappling, protecting you for over 15 years. Defend what you have built.
Welcome back, everyone, to WNO 24. Just having some fun in here, giving some t-shirts away. Got to come to one of these if you're not here yet. We're going to take it down. Before our next championship match, we're going to take it over to Kendall Rusing, and she's going to have a word with a very special guest.
Now we have got a very special guest in-house tonight. We have got Nicholas Marigali. Welcome back to Who's Number One.
Thank you. It's been a beautiful night.
You enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, so we got a great match. Nothing surprised me, to be honest, but I'm having fun.
So, Nicholas, we see you here on Who's Number One all the time, but I want to talk to you a little bit about your goals for the summer, right? Now, you're not only going to be looking for your first gold medal at ADCC, but you've also made a pretty strong claim about winning double gold. Do you think that's what's in store for you?
Well, of course I'm claiming, but I think I've been proving as well that I'm ahead of my opponents, and it's just a matter of time right now to get ready to August, go to Vegas, and get my double gold. It's not going to be of course, it's going to be a big event, but at the same time, my level, it's kind of ahead. It's going to be easy.
Do you think that the victory that you had the last time you were here with Magna Hosha made you feel more confident in that ability?
I mean, I was already confident, and I'm not using my match to build up my confidence. It's more the skills I'm building at the gym and the way I train every day, 7 days a week. I'm not surprised from what I'm doing here, but I'm surprised about what I've been doing at the gym. So I'm still having 2 months, as I said, and it's a long period to keep develop my game. And I know for ADCC, I'm already prepared to win the double gold, but I know until that I'm going to be able to add more skills and then display an even better and more beautiful show to everybody.
Is there anything in particular when you look at ADCC that you feel could stand in the way, whether it's a skill or a particular opponent? Is there anything in particular you feel you need to make a jump between now and August?
Actually, not really. So I feel I have everything I need. And of course, when we are competing, the outcome we cannot prevent. I can get injured, my opponents can get injured, I can lose, it's part of my job. But at the same time, I can tell I'm doing my best to control everything in the best way possible, and the outcome is on my hands. So it's gonna be a good show.
Now, you mentioned we've had some really great fights tonight, and I know that you said you weren't surprised by anything so far, but we definitely want to have you back here on Who's Number One 25. I've got to ask, is there any chance we could potentially see a matchup with you and Victor Hugo, who had a submission victory this evening?
Yes, for sure. I think the match would be ideal to have here at Who's Number One. Like, we have no points. It's just like 15 minutes straight, or even 30 if you guys decide to make a longer match. And I was actually planning to beat him at ADCC, but seems like there are things that are more important for him than keep building the industry in a solid way and looking for legacy long term. So we're probably going to have to compete in here because ADCC is not his priority. Become the best in the world is not his priority. And I'm going to be ready for him in 3 or 4 months.
Would everyone in here like to see Victor Hugo versus Marigali on Who's Number One? I definitely would like to see it too. Thanks so much, Marigali. I always love having you here.
I would like to see Nicholas Marigali versus Victor Hugo, and I think I'm going to try to make it happen. Nicholas Marigali, one of the most dominant competitors in the sport today.
Time now for our second title bout of the evening. It is for the Featherweight Championship. First out of the blue corner, representing Alliance in Sao Paulo, Hokage Fabrizio Andre.
The Hokage is back. Fabricio Andre makes his return to Who's Number One.
Yeah, don't blink. You might miss something. Flying this, flying that, take down this. We are...
His opponent in the red corner, he is a 2-division champion. He will be defending his featherweight strap here tonight out of Art of Jiu-Jitsu in Costa Mesa, California, Diego Pato.
The champ is back, Diego Pato Oliveira.
Yeah, nasty on the legs. Just good everywhere, but nasty on the legs. So.
All right, let's take a look at this featherweight tail of the tape. Diego Pato, 24 years old, 5'5", weighed in at 144.8 pounds. Fabricio Andre, 24 years old, 5'5", weighed in at 145 pounds. This is for the featherweight championship of Who's Number One. Let's kick it over to Gabriel Martins to get the action going. Diego Pato Oliveira fighting out of Costa Mesa, California, pulling guard right away. Representing Art of Jiu-Jitsu. He's got big wins over Diogo Hayes, Damian Anderson, Josh Cisneros, and Dante Leon here at Who's Number One. 3-time IBJJF World Champion. Fabricio Andre with the little jumping Kimura attack there. Andre fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, and now representing Alliance Jiu-Jitsu. He's a lightning fast guard passer.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to kind of remember there's 4 ways to pass the guard, right? You go through it, around it, under it, or over it. He's tried to go over it right there. With that flying Kimura, just lost his grip a little bit.
Fabricio Andre on top. Diego Oliveira, Pato Oliveira. They're calling it the year of the duck. Pato's been winning every single event he's been in. And Pato, you know, you mentioned, you know, he's got that false reap. He's a specialist at that false reap game. He's got a weird, unique kind of guard. Very submission oriented.
Yeah. Andre trying to circle to his right side. It's good. He's got a good leg drag pass. It's not necessarily he's trying to display that right there. He throws the leg by, gets his knee wedged in there, and then gets down very quickly. He's very good at it. Pato, that 2-on-1 on the wrist, trying to pull, move, pushing Andre forward.
Jonathan Gracie in the corner of Fabricio Andre. Getting some championship advice there.
Yeah.
Definitely a contrast to those two styles. Complete opposite pace. But very technical nonetheless, both of them. There it is, that rolling Kimura attempt.
Yeah, he's got a good grip on this now. He actually he has really got a good grip on the Kimura here. He was able to get past to the guard. Now let's see if he can keep it. He's got the knee on the stomach. He's got to get his knees down in front of the head.
And he was straightening it there first to get position. And man, this could be it.
Yeah, he's got to get around the head. The left knee, that will help.
With the legs inverted, that was close.
Yeah, it was nice.
And I feel like with Andre, he could just keep trying to do that over and over again. And that guy's got an incredible gas tank.
Yeah, that was a nice way to get around, to get over the guard, and he did it very well.
It's amazing because he's so fast at passing but Diego is so fast at recovering. So they just shut each other down. That's why we see the rolling Kimura attacks. He's got to get, like you said, he's got to get over it.
Yeah. Pato has an overwrap of that leg. He still has it. He's able to use that to come onto the top now. Pato uses that foot to sweep, so now he's got a reaping position.
Fabricio's game, you know, loves the flying arm blocks, loves the flying triangles, loves the rolling Kimuras, obviously. Will attack legs, but I don't consider him essentially like a leg lock specialist.
Right.
But he's so fast and so slippery that he may not technically escape leg locks the right way, but it's just his athleticism enables him to kind of escape. And look at that, taking the back of Pato is Fabricio Andre now. Doesn't have any hooks in, but he's got a good strap there on the back.
Yep, he's got to push the foot through on that left side. He's looped the leg over now. And that can actually be Pato's way out if he doesn't stay there. Now it's trouble. His arm, that's knee deep there on the shoulder. He's trying to slide around, but he's in the Kimura.
Judges favor blue.
Fabricio Andre can just go to the knees, and it'll essentially be like a cross-side Kimura, or even dig his right hand as an underhook and go to the knees. Still on the Kimura. If he feels like he loses it, he could always thread a right arm underhook and then just come up to the knees.
Look at that little modified grip that Fabricio has on the left hand of Pato.
Yeah, one-on-one. If you can get a hand to the floor and get it tucked underneath the butt, that would be beneficial. Pato needs to get rid of that hand. Once he gets rid of the grip, he can start getting out. He can actually go and hug Fabricio's head and move his head down to the floor, and he can start to exit. There he's going to use his feet. There he's out of Kimura. Now he's out all the way.
Stop!
A nice position. Almost had a very, very deep underhook there. Fabricio Andre, there he is. Almost again. Pato able to frame out on him.
The movement of Fabricio it's incredible.
Yeah, it's giving Pato some real problems. If he puts that right knee down on the ground right now, he'll feel a lot heavier than when it's posted. Both knees go down, then he can leg pummel past and move around the back. But that leg posted keeps the hooks a little strong because it elevates your hip a little. Oh, and then his right leg came out.
Pato in the seated guard position now. He's got to watch those arms. Side to side passing attempt there by Fabricio.
Trying to turn it off balance and get under on the leg. Fabricio doing a good job of controlling that wrist.
Yeah, he's just doing overall a great job of shutting down all of Pato's attempts. He knows what he's trying to do. And he utilized a lot of attacks of his own. He was able to get to that crucifix position and attempt the Kimura attempt several times. Pato, we're really kind of seeing Pato out of his element here for this match. You know, Fabricio has him a little frazzled, I think.
Yeah, he's struggling to get through that wrist high on the far side and getting it really in per se, because Fabricio's out and then he's in really deep or around very, very quickly. Getting deeper. Oh, now he's got a
I
little
was just going
cradle.
to say, he's getting a little too close to Pato there with his head. But you now using that to get control of the hips there for a second.
There's the underhook on that right side.
Pato no. This defense by Fabricio. Nice back take attempt there by Pato. I feel like we're going to see a Cranby roll from Fabricio potentially.
Nice little figure four here now on this side to stay stuck.
And if Pato lands his right foot on the mat and he gets rid of this hook, watch out for a throw from Fabricio. That's his style.
Judges favor red.
Pato getting the judges' favor here. It was a little interesting. It's tight. It's a tight match.
It is.
And now the momentum can completely change with Pato in this position. Look at him wrapping up Fabricio's arm, climbing to the back, getting to the back of Fabricio Andre, looking for the hooks, breaking him down inch by inch here.
Andre's got to keep his hips free. And if he's going to move forward, he's got to run forward with the bottom leg first. There he tried, but his hip got caught. Watch his neck right here, too. And now the leg is, Pato stripped the leg free.
One hook in.
Yeah, he's got the top hook threaded through now.
Trying to rotate the hip to get to the other hook in, or to get to the other side, but so he can get the hook in. But you know, we talked about this once before. Fabricio's a bit of an emotional guy, and it looks like once things are really not starting to go his way, it changes his mentality, his mindset, and he gets frustrated pretty easy. And I think Pato's doing that just now. He's making it very difficult, technically. And look at that rear naked choke on Fabricio Andre. Does Diego Pato? He has it on. He's about to get this submission, and he gets it. Diego Pato Oliveira, beautiful submission on Fabricio Andre. Rear naked choke from the back. Wow. The year of the duck. Look at that backflip by Pato. You talk about BMFs and grappling. Diego Pato is just that. 2 division champion of Who's Number One. Let's take a look at the replay here. We saw the early Kimura attempts of Fabricio Andre. Pato countering time and time again. Andre almost got to the back of Pato.
Yeah.
So a little guillotine attempt there. Such a battle here. And then Pato was able to get to the back, get top position, inch by inch, got the rear naked choke on, got the submission. What an incredible performance by Diego Pato Oliveira, the champ of Who's Number One. gets another W here on the mats.
Your winner via submission and still featherweight champion in the red corner, Diego Pato.
Such an awesome match, back and forth, you know, position after position. Both competitors put it all on the line. Beautiful to see.
Yeah, I mean, Fabricio and Dre showed some really nice stuff, but the sort of complexity and the completeness of Pato to shine through in the end.
All right, we're going to kick over to Kendall Rusing for a word with the champ.
We've got Diego Pato here, not one, not two, but we've got 3 belts here for the champ. Congratulations. How does it feel?
You know, heavy, still heavy. Yeah, bring one more to make a company for others, so here we are, baby.
Now, you thought even though you were the returning champion, you felt like you were a little bit of an underdog as far as the fans thought coming into this match. What was your message for them tonight?
Yeah, you guys saw in the first round, so I was kind of like in trouble, but that's what like champion does. He like calm down, and I knew I was not in danger, and yeah, I just like tried to keep sticking with my game and bring into the end. So I knew I would trap him like any time. But if I was not able to do it, I would keep going into the end.
Yeah, it was really tight there in the beginning of the match before you turned things around. And yesterday you guys said that typically when there's a championship on the line, there's a big price to pay. It looks like you were willing to pay the price.
Yeah, he tried to pay the price, but you guys know it's hard. No, I mean, I'm having been put a lot of time on the mat, like a training no-gi, and then try to bring up best performance for you guys. It's not like a personal, but I already stay behind the scenes too much, like on the pass, and I think it's like little by little gonna get my spot and make history on jiu-jitsu community, and yeah, that's why.
Well, man, you've had 3 belts now. You just won the Gi World a couple weeks ago. Incredible feat to be here doing both. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to in the rest of the summer?
ADCC for sure. I get invited, so now 100% focus on the ADCC right now. And also, I want to say I'm able to do the 135 for the belt. So if you guys want to see the three, I don't know how to call this, 3 times. Triple champ, just tag me on any post of FloGrappling, like give like Pato 135 belt. And also I want to but like call somebody for my division, 155 or 145 or 135. I mean, doing some no-gi mats, because 3 weeks ago, me and Fabricio was competing awards, and then in short time we could bring to you guys a good performance right here on the stage. And I want to see some of like, I can put a belt on the line if you guys want, like in the gi mat. I know it's not interest for you guys, but I want to make some, I want to give some hard time for the grapplers. If you call yourself grappler, just do no gi. Put a gi on and let's see what you guys can do, because we are here like doing a lot of things for you guys. And then most of the time you guys don't see this, like the hard work we're doing. And I wish you guys, I appreciate more us, like not just I'm not saying like, in general, the Brazilian guys is kind of like going down because a lot of people talking a lot of bad words for us on the social media. And I want to see some of you best grappler doing a gi mat. So if they cannot do it, just call me for 135 belt. That's fine.
So we've not only got Diego calling for some of the gi guys to come over, but we've also got a call for 3 belts. Would you guys like to see a triple champion? Congratulations.
All right, right, guys. The triple champ maybe in the future, but before we get there, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. After that break, we're gonna have the main event, much anticipated, Gordon Ryan versus Josh Saunders coming up soon. Don't go anywhere. Who's Number One is sponsored by Swain Mats by Dollamore, the official mat of FloGrappling. Swain hybrid mats utilize a revolutionary low-profile tatami vinyl to create the ultimate grappling surface. Experience the hybrid difference at dollamore.com.
It is now time for the main event. Let's hear it for all the fighters tonight, everyone. This is for the heavyweight championship of Who's Number One. Out of the blue corner, fighting out of Sydney West Martial Arts in Penrith, Australia, Josh Saunders.
The Australian Hulk, who went from white to brown belt in just 2 years, is here in his Who's Number One debut, Josh Saunders.
Yeah, this is a really great opportunity for him to either see what he has or at least see what it feels like at the very, very top.
Out of the red corner, fighting out of New Wave here in Austin, Texas, it is the return of the King, Gordon Ryan.
The greatest no-gi grappler of all time is back. All right, let's take a look at this heavyweight tale of the tape. Gordon Ryan, 28 years old, 6'2", 228 pounds. Josh Saunders, 27 years old, 6'4", weighed in at 255.4 pounds. Here we go. Gordon Ryan, red rash guard, red shorts, pulling guard immediately, attacking the legs of Josh Saunders, looking to get top position. Got a little leg trap that looks like a shin on shin for a sec, trying to scoop that left leg to attack Josh's leg.
Yeah, and tactically, that's a very good play. Just get under the legs, either finish or use it as a sweep.
It's very rare to see a person that big and move that well. Josh Saunders is a beast. You know, he played professional, played rugby before getting into jiu-jitsu. He's got some strong takedowns. Gordon relentless on that leg attack here.
Yeah, really is. I would expect him to go to the top now and look to just play on top, try to pass. Really intent on finishing the leg here, I think. Just testing, but.
And you know, going for the legs right away, not letting there be time to get slippery and, you know, any sort of sweat really accumulate is a smart strategy for Gordon as well.
Yeah, it's a very good tactic to go, just sit down, get under the legs, use that to sweep, and then start putting pressure on top.
Josh Saunders, two-time ADCC trials winner. He actually has a loss to Felipe Pena in the ADCC 2022. Just a massive human being. And it was funny, he said the first time he ever watched jiu-jitsu was him seeing Gordon and Buchecha in the 2019 ADCC finals. And claims he wants to go through the whole heavyweight division here at Who's Number One. What a way to start.
Yeah. I mean, this is like I said, it's a great opportunity. You know, earlier, he's not where he wants to be at the moment.
Sorry to cut you off. Earlier, I couldn't hear you because the crowd was going so crazy. But right now, it is so quiet here in the venue.
Pin drop. Yeah, Gordon is just going to lean in. He may pummel his right leg out of there. Just may take his time to secure an underhook. There's a cross face. He's going for to the mount. His knee's on the far hip, and that's going to flatten Josh out. There it goes. And then he'll get an underhook. There's his underhook. There's his pummel. Now he's passed. Now, I'd like to see if he does a triangle here. We may just step right over the head for a triangle or mount.
Gordon Ryan 8-0 here at Who's Number One. Wins over Patrick Gaudio, Felipe Pena, Wagner Rocha, Roberto Jimenez, Kyle Bain, Mateus Diniz, Jacob Couch, and Pedro Marinho, the current pound-for-pound #1 Nogi grappler in the world.
There's a double underhooks. He put that underhook in early. Now he's isolated that arm, so maybe he'll go for Kimura. But yeah, Kimura's most likely coming. Kimura to triangle, maybe not far away here. He's going to rethread the hands.
Do you think you would use the Kimura to get to the back?
It certainly could. I mean, it depends on how it's locked up. It's obviously a marvelous finish, and you can also hit the Yoko Senkaku right off the Kimura, but that Saunders was able to get out. Here comes again. He's going to walk all the way around if he gets Kimura this time.
And note this is a 15-minute match. Gordon, we normally have 30 minutes set up, but due to this being a last-minute match and have so many matches on the card, he was open to doing 15 minutes, and we made it happen. It's been a long night.
Yeah.
A lot of matches.
Yeah, and Saunders clears him out again, but
yeah, Saunders doing a good job. He's been defending. He's lasted longer than many other people with Gordon Ryan in many competitions, even ADCC. Saunders now trying to get underneath Gordon Ryan. Gordon doing a great job of just pummeling back in, keeping that pressure.
Yeah, Saunders, it's a good idea to attack that wrist so he can't block the knee. That'll let him take his right knee back out to this hip, but now has blocked the head. So now it's hard for Josh to actually extend his spine away and get that leg out of there. Now leg pummeling could happen.
Judges favor, red.
No surprise here, Gordon Ryan ahead on the judges' favor.
Gordon would probably like to get his chest a little lower in front of that shoulder. That will keep Saunders on this towards us, this side of the 90. There's a 90-degree floor line you can put in, and that's, you want somebody's shoulders on the he's keeping his shoulders away from that 90-degree line in the floor. That makes it super hard to go to a single, and that's through chest pressure in position with shoulder pressure, like blocks the shoulder there. So imagine, yeah, he's going to dig for the underhook. Good elevation by Saunders.
And you got to think of, Saunders has been doing that many times, basically bench pressing him off.
Yeah, I mean,
but how long is he going to be able to do that for? Right?
Yeah, it does it's going to wear him down for sure. I mean, he's using his knees a little bit, which is good, but it's definitely going to wear you down over time. And I mean, Saunders is a big human, but Gordon is no small guy either. He's not 150 pounds here. He's 225 and knows how to use his weight like a 500-pound guy. It's not a little guy.
The great Helio Gracie said, when they're heavy on top, you got to bench press them off. I may have misquoted him, but it's all about the bench press.
There's the pummel. There he goes. Now the pummel around again. You can continue to do this as long as the legs are open or parallel together like that. It's just an easy pummel. He's continue to re-pummel. As they're not balancing one side. Pummels past the guard.
Yeah, nice hip switch there to get past. And again, Saunders framing the hips, or trying to frame and push Gordon away.
Well, Saunders did a good job of putting his foot on top of the knee like that, so that's actually nice. It's rooted to the floor through his other leg. So, but you got to watch out for leg locks. If that stays in there too much, I mean, I don't know if Gordon's going to want to drop down on a heel hook at this moment, but you do have to be somewhat aware of that. He's going to go on the leg. You're going to use this to step back around and go back to the top. The legs are. It's a lot of risk right there with straight legs. You can just walk right back around and choose to mount or take the back. But he's gonna press for this leg lock. He's really looking for the legs on this one.
And you know, Josh not in panic mode at all. He's just
doing the right things by trying to get the hip high to turn the cross foot. And then extract. There he did. He extracted it. Now it's just got to get his knee freeze. This is tough. Yeah, that's all.
It's got the hip. Gordon gets the submission. The King is back with another submission win over the massive Josh Saunders. The heavyweight Who's Number One champion returned to defend his title after a layoff since October, I believe. Very impressive performance. Dominated. Was attacking those legs from the very onset. Right at the beginning of the match, pulled guard, looked for the legs. Elevated by Josh. Josh had some good defense moments, but Gordon just relentless with that pressure. Nice little hip switch there, as we mentioned earlier. Got the leg, got the submission. And there is the finish.
Your winner, via submission in the red corner, and still Who's Number One heavyweight champion, the King, Gordon Ryan.
There is your winner, Gordon Ryan. Gets another win by submission here at Who's Number One, 9-0 for the champ. We're gonna kick things over to Kendall Rusing for a word with Gordon as Mark Floriani puts the championship belt, founder of Flow Sports.
Gordon Ryan, he's back. He retains the title and in impressive fashion. It's been a while, I gotta say, since we've seen you go straight for the kill like that on the legs. Were you looking for an early finish in this fight?
Yes, because my entire warm-up I was just dry heaving because my stomach was so bad. So I went to go out and finish him quick in the legs, and he defended, and I was like, God damn it, now I have to do a real match.
Yeah, it was a little bit surprising seeing you out there. It's not our typical style. So it leads me to my next question. I've got to ask about health. We haven't seen you since the end of last year with your win over Patrick Gaudio, and now you're back. Are you feeling, I was going to say, are you feeling strong, but maybe some issues today coming into the fight?
Yeah, the warm-up was tough, but it was a good test to come out here and, fight a game opponent. So maybe one more warm-up before ADCC. We'll see. I got to talk to John, see what he thinks, and go from there.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the finish on the legs right there?
Finish was good. It was tight. I didn't want to hurt him, but he also wasn't tapping, so I was like, good. And then I went a little bit more, and then I got the tap. So it was great. Thank you to Josh and to Luke for taking this on such short notice. Thank you to the fans in Austin. Love you guys. And love the haters just as much.
You heard it here first. Gordon Ryan, always loving the haters. And speaking of haters, I know that we've got, some people really looking forward to your match in the middle of the summer. We've got you defending the ADCC Super Fight, right? You're going to go with Yuri Samoas. You said that there's something that you're looking to before that. Is there anyone else right now on your radar specifically? We had some big wins tonight. I know we had Victor Hugo with the match. He wants to, go through Marigali, and then potentially there could be a matchup with you. Javier called you out in the press conference. You're on everyone's radar. What do you have in mind?
Yeah, Javier called me out and then totally shit the bed tonight, so congrats on that, buddy. And then I'm just looking to get mat time, to be honest. I want to come out here and go through a good warm-up, feel comfortable, and just focus on doing jiu-jitsu instead of having my fucking stomach crumble. So if I can do that, then I'll be happy.
I know we'll be happy with it too. Let's give it up one more time for Gordon Ryan.
All right, Gordon Ryan walks away victorious. Another impressive submission win here at Who's Number One, makes his record to 8-0. Just an awesome performance. Got control of Josh's legs, was able to get the submission. Josh had a lot of defenses, but in the end, the king reigned supreme in that match.
Yeah, I think that was a fantastic test for both guys, right? Huge. You got to see who the world's best is for Josh. Gordon, as he said, is coming back from some issues, some of his stomach issues. Can he perform? How does he feel when he's performing? You know, it's a big step into 2 months. He's got a humongous goal to accomplish, and some warm-ups are definitely not gonna hurt that.
Yeah, it was an exciting night of action here at Who's Number 124. From top to bottom, the undercard, the main card, so many good matches. Let's take a few minutes just to kind of break down the championship matches, starting with the heavyweight championship. Gordon Ryan and Josh Saunders. As we mentioned, Gordon relentless on the leg attacks from start to finish. Josh was able to off-balance Gordon, get him off him a couple times, but in the end, Gordon's relentless pressure was able to get him the victory, just constantly moving on top, looking for the legs, hunting for a dominant position, and eventually got control of the legs and got that heel hook.
Yeah, there's that straight heel hook right there with the inside Sankaku position. And just, yeah, like you said, eventually just warmed down, and when he wanted to finish, he got a hold of that leg, and that was it.
In our co-main event, we had one of the greatest matches, in my opinion, of Who's Number 1 history between Fabricio Andre and the champ, Diego Pato Oliveira. You see Joe Rogan there with Mr. Gordon Ryan talking to Lex Friedman, and the bro, Shane Gillis, in the back. But now, Fabricio Andre, Diego Pato, back and forth match. Just an awesome battle. Pato was really unable to get any of those vicious leg attacks that we've known for seeing him for years here at Who's Number 1.
Yeah, I mean, Andre looked good. He had him in trouble. He had some opportunities that he might have even let dwindle away. And then Pato came on. He wasn't able to get in on the legs well, but used was able to return, or sweep and get on top, and then take the back, and then just displayed how complete his game really is.
The year of the duck, the champ gets another submission, and he wants to go for a third belt here at Who's Number 1. You know, a few months ago he was calling for a Gordon Ryan match. Who knows? We'll see what happens. In our 185-pound championship match, we had Jacob Couch versus Jonatas Gracie. This was definitely a very, very strategic match. Jonatas utilizing a lot of dominant positions just to kind of iron blanket Couch. You know, he really just shut Couch down, got super dominant position, was able to pass the guard, got to mount, and does what Jonatas does, just dominates.
Yeah, he's world class, and he's so solid. And I think that's what you see when you watch his matches. People go to try to move him around. He doesn't really move very much. And that was the case there. After he sort of broke through that initial period, got out of the closed guard, it was all Gracie, and then he mounted, and then he stayed there almost indefinitely and rode out the time for the title. So he's here now. So now we'll see if he starts to improve his submission game. Now he's clearly got such world-class skills to win decisions and sort of completely dominate other world-class players. That'll be interesting to see if hey, you know what? Now I'm going to really start submitting people.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who he fights next. I got Isaac Michelle blowing up my DMs, wants a match with him, so we'll see what happens. In our other main card results, we had an awesome card from start to finish, but let's take a look at some of the other results here. Victor Hugo, big man Flo, dominated against Javier Zaruski, got the submission. Tynan Dalpra defeats Jay Rodriguez, amazing match. Gi versus no gi, essentially. Deli Fornerino had the match with Ana Rodriguez. It was a little slower paced match, but it was still a really, it was a grind, that match from start to finish. We also had Joseph Chen, Elijah Dorsey, awesome matchup. Joseph Chen just showing amazing level of jiu-jitsu and speed. Ethan Krelestein with an incredible match against DeAndre Corbier. Declan Moody gets the big submission win in his debut against Felipe Costa. Taylor Hishaw, dominant match against Lawrence Sears. Jordan Holy against Andre DeGraff gets the decision win. And Ali Wolski with the beautiful Choi Bar armbar against Natalia Santoro. All right, guys, don't forget we got plenty of events coming up on FloGrappling, we got the ADCC Guadalajara Open, the IBJJF American Nationals, the ADCC Orlando Open, Fight to Win 255, Subversion Origin 2, and the IBJJF Pan Kids. That's just in July. In August, we have ADCC. We're going to have so many more events. We also got in August, BJJ Stars hasn't been announced yet. They're going to have a card in the beginning of August. Just a stacked summer of submission grappling only on FloGrappling. All right, guys, don't forget, the 2024 ADCC Worlds is now only 57 days away. Be sure to bookmark this one on your calendar so you can see the legendary tournament yourself. Check out all the action from guys like Gordon Ryan, Felipe Pena, Miki Galvão, and Marigali. Many more. We'll have all the live action from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas right here on FloGrappling, August 17th and 18th. We'll see you then. All right, guys. From Austin, Texas, this is Ricardo Amendolia signing off with Mr. Sean Williams. Phenomenal night of action. Thank you so much once again, Sean, for joining us. And we'll see you guys at Who's Number 1 25.